Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy JT, opposite from the norm. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna let my boy HD go ahead and hit y'all up with that financial nuggets that he be dropping. Go ahead, do your thing, my man.
What's up? What's up? This your man HD, one half of the great opposite from the norm. So today on our Financial Friday for this week, I'm gonna speak on something that whether you're young or old, everybody at some point is hopefully gonna be thinking about this, which is closing costs. The closing costs on closing on a home that you're gonna purchase. So today, what I'm gonna do just going to give a broad stroke of what closing costs are, and then I'm going to go over some of the fees that some of you may know about, and then some that you may not know about, and I'm going to give a broad view on that, and then at the end, I'm going to speak on, excuse me, a little bit of things that you can do to reduce some of these costs, and then I'm going to give you some websites that you can go on to get more information and to, get a little bit more knowledge on closing costs for those that, want to dig a little deeper into those. So we get right into it. Closing costs typically range from 3% to 6% of the home's purchase price. So this piece that I got this from gave an example of if you buy a house for 200,000, your closing costs could range from $6,000 to $12,000, and the closing fees vary depending on your state, the loan type, and your mortgage lender. In the U.S., home buyers on average pay about 5,749 for closing costs, including taxes, according to a 2019 survey from Closing Corp, which is a real estate closing cost data firm. And you can go online and look at Closing Corp as well. A lender is required by law to provide you with a loan estimate within 3 business days after receiving your mortgage application. 3 business days prior to your closing, a lender must provide you with a closing disclosure form. Some states and some loan products require certain inspections beyond the basic inspection you pay directly to a home inspector of your choice. Then there are property and transfer tax, as well as insurance coverages and various additional fees. So now I'm going to go into a few other fees. First and foremost is the application fee. A loan application fee may be charged by the lender to process your mortgage application. Um, if you're dealing with them, you can ask the lender for details before you go ahead and apply for a mortgage. Next up, we're going to speak on the attorney fees. It's a fee that's charged by a real estate attorney to prepare and review home purchase agreements and contracts. Not all states require an attorney to handle real estate transactions. So depending on what state you live in, you may or may not have to get into that. Closing fees. These are also known as escrow fee, which is paid to the party who handles the closing, which could be the title company, an escrow company, or an attorney, depending on the state laws. Courier fee. If you're signing paper documents, this fee helps expedite the transportation. Excuse me, if the closing is done digitally, you may not have to pay this fee either. Credit report fee. This is the charge. It can range anywhere from 15 to 30 bucks from a lender to pull your credit report from the 3 main reporting bureaus. Some lenders might not charge this fee because they get a discount from the reporting agencies already. Escrow deposit. Some lenders require you to deposit 2 months of property tax and mortgage insurance payments at closing into an escrow account. Now we're going to speak on the FHA mortgage insurance premium. The FHA loans require an upfront mortgage insurance premium, which is a UPMIP of 1.75% of the base loan amount to be paid at closing. There's also an annual MIP payment paid monthly that can range from 0.45% to 1.5%, depending on your loan's term and base amount. Flood determination and monitoring fee. This is a fee charged to a certain flood inspector to determine whether the property is in a flood zone, which requires flood insurance. That's separate from your homeowner's insurance policy, by the way. Part of the fee includes ongoing observation to monitor changes in the property's flood status. Homeowners Association transfer fee. If you buy a condo, townhouse, or property in a planned development, you must join the community's homeowners association, which is short HOA. This is the transfer fee that covers the cost of switching ownership, such as documents. Whether the seller or buyer pays the fee or not may be in the contract. You should check in advance. Homeowners insurance. A lender usually requires prepayment of the first year's homeowners insurance premium at closing. Lender's title insurance. This is an upfront, one-time fee paid to the title company that protects a lender if an ownership dispute or lien arises that isn't found in the title search. Lead-based paint inspection. Sorry about that. This could be a fee paid to a certified inspector to determine if the property has hazardous lead-based paint, which is possible in homes built before 1979. It could cost about $300. Points. Points refer to an optional upfront payment to the lender to reduce the insurance rate of your loan and thereby lower your monthly payment. 1 point equals 1% of the loan amount. In a low rate environment, this may not save you much money. Owner's title insurance. Title insurance policy protects you in the event someone challenges your ownership of the home. It is usually optional but highly recommended by legal experts. It usually costs 0.5% to 1% of the purchase price. Origination fee. The origination charge covers the lender's administrative costs to process your fee and is typically 1% of the loan amount. Some lenders do not charge origination fees, and if they don't, they usually charge a higher interest rate to cover costs. Pest inspection. This is a fee that covers the cost of a professional pest inspection for termites, dry rot, or other pest-related damages. Some states and some government insured loans require the inspection. It usually costs about $100. All right, next we're going to speak on the prepaid daily interest charges, a payment to cover any pro rata interest on your mortgage that will occur from the date of closing until the date of your first mortgage payment. PMI, which is also known as private mortgage insurance. If your down payment is less than 20%, your lender could require PMI. You may have to make the first month PMI payment at closing. Property appraisal fee. This is a required fee paid to a professional home appraisal company to assess the home's fair market value used to determine your loan to value LTV ratio. It is usually between $300 and $500. Property tax. At closing, expect to pay any pro rata property tax that are due from the date of closing to the end of the tax year. Rate lock fee. This is a fee charged by the lender for guaranteeing you a certain interest rate for a limited period of time, typically from the time you receive a pre-approval until closing. It can run from 0.25 to 0.5 of your loan value, though some lenders offer a rate lock for free. Real estate commissions. All right, so the real estate commission, buyers typically don't pay this fee, though. Sellers do. The commission charged by a broker is often 5% to 6% of the home's gross purchase price and is then split evenly between the seller's agent and the buyer's agent. These fees can, however, be negotiated at times to make a deal happen. Recording fee. A recording fee may be charged by your local recording office, usually a city or county clerk's office, to the official processing of public land records. It's usually about $125. Survey fee. This is a fee charged by a surveying company to check property lines and shared fences to confirm a property's boundaries. It is generally between $300 and $500, though it can be higher if the property is large or has unusual boundaries. I learned about that survey fee from the old school Sanford and Son. Some of that may be a little bit too old for y'all, but whatever. Tax monitoring and tax status research fees. This third-party fee is to keep tabs on your property's tax payments and to notify your lender of any issues with your property tax payments, such as late or failed payments. The cost changes depending on where you live and the company your lender employs. Title search fee. This is a fee charged by the title company to analyze public property records for any ownership discrepancies. The title company searches deed records and ensures that no outstanding ownership disputes or liens exist on the property. It generally runs between $200 and $400. Transfer tax. A transfer tax may be levied depending on the jurisdiction when the title is handed over from the seller to the buyer. The cost varies geographically. Underwriting fees. Underwriting fees are charged by the lender for the work that goes on in evaluating your application and approving your loan. Underwriting is the research process of verifying your financial, income, employment, and credit information for final loan approval. It can cost as much as $800. So I just went over a lot of stuff there, going over the different fees, things that you may occur. So lastly, just from doing some research, I'm going to go over some things that can help you to reduce some of those costs. And I'm just going to go straight by bullet point. And then afterwards, I'm going to give you some websites and then you can do this research for yourself. The first thing you can do, of course, is to shop around, you know, look at different, spots, different areas. Second, schedule the closing at the end of the month. That's a key there. Appeal to the seller for help. Compare the loan estimate and closing disclosure forms. That's something that you definitely need to look over. Negotiate loan specific fees, which is something that not only I read about, but looked at some videos about and doing that too. And also, this is something that I didn't know until recently. You can roll your closing costs into your mortgage. That's something that I just found out about, and some people do to, just cut down on some of the costs up front. So, in closing, that was just a little bit of information for all the brothers and sisters out there regarding closing costs. A good website that you can go on is better.com, which is better.com. You go in there, it gives you a whole lot of information regarding closing costs. The city website, CITI, that gives you a lot of good information on closing costs too. So that was this week's Financial Friday. Just wanted to hit you guys up with, a little information on closing costs. As I said up front, this is something that, whether you're young, old, you're a couple, or you single person, we all have that thought, coming up of owning our own home and just learning about these different things that you may see or incur before, I feel is very vital information because some people, just think it's as easy as just walking into a bank, say, hey, I got a couple grand here, check out my credit score, bam, but it's not that easy. So definitely take these jewels, run with them, look them up yourself, get more information, and go purchase that home. This is your man HD signing off for this week, and I hit you folks up next week with another Financial Friday. Peace.